And we're back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. Let's talk to Iger real quick before we head out to this junkyard. Iger glares at you, and you can taste the bile in her stare. She clearly still blames you for Monica's death.
Something I can do for you today, fearless leader.
That wasn't quite right, was it? I'll try better next time. Yeah, you can apologize for that little outburst you had in front of Paul and the rest of the team. She replies through clenched teeth.
You want to step away from me, 8-Ball? Right now.
No, actually, I don't. Unless you intend to make me leave.
It's tempting, 8-Ball. It's really fucking tempting. But no, I won't hurt you. Not unless you give me a reason to.
Wow. Can I throw her off the team? Like, aren't I the leader at this point? We've talked to Glory, we've talked to Dietrich. We've reviewed her messages. Let's go to the junkyard. Let's check out this junkyard, see what's up, see if there's anything going on. Hey, what? Do you have something to say to me? Play dead. Sit. Aw, good boy. You need to learn how to... My actual dog, 8-Ball, won't play dead either. He doesn't like to roll on his back. He does all the other tricks just fine. It's just rolling on his back he does not enjoy. I already talked to this dude, and I don't feel like doing his voice right now. Really anti-voice tonight for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, junkyard. Oh, is this our little let's go check in on our drone here. Hey. Hey you. Malik. Malit, excuse me. Boop. I thought she had her drone. I guess we can't ask her about it currently. Anyways, let's go check out the junkyard like I said. Whoops. Jesus, the stupid screen thing. I keep clicking out of it. There's no option to do like true full screen. Gunari. What's up, dude? Weapons? Why not? Let's look at the weapons. Where is our money situation? 1,700, which isn't a lot, but actually, it does seem to be a lot. Oh, I like this. In a lot of games, they just give you like thousands and thousands of dollars, but here it seems like 1,000 is actually a lot. That's pretty cool. I like that. I don't know what weapons to get because I haven't really been paying attention. Doesn't it? View stash. So we can see what our weapons are from here. No, we can't actually do that because 8-Ball does not have any weapons equipped. We can sell this though. And I guess we can sell this because it's there. So in effect, I don't know if any of these are actually any good. Or if I can use them. Or what? I could check. Well, god, shit. I could check, but at the same time, I don't want to. Deal with it. Shrotty? I thought his name was Schnotty at first. Shrotty's not that great.
Guten Tag, what can I do for ya?
Elite tells me you're the man to speak about DVDs.
That little shrew sent you my way, huh?
Shrotty's smile broadens.
Will wonders never cease? Well, introductions are in order, I suppose.
This guy's dialogue does not suit him. He's like a down in the dumps old man has like a weird niche. And he's like,
well, salutations and greetings, traveler.
Anyways.
Shrotty Bookman at your service.
See what I mean? The old man raises a grimy hand in salute.
Need something salvaged? Some old components.
Vitally.
I'm indeed your man.
Wonderful. How about that DVD player that I brought up originally, but you seem to ignore? Well, let's see. I think I've got something that'll work for you. Shrotty rummages through the junk heaped on the table behind him. A few seconds later, he snatches a battered plastic lozenge shape from the pile. I bet it's not going to work without something I have to fight someone for. Here we go. An old Korean player that I dug up last week. Wow, that's rude of him. 2010 model, a real beauty. I don't know why he's talking about a person like that. Shrotty's smile broadens and he gives you a conspiratorial wink. I fixed her up and got her running, but without any discs to read, I've mostly been using her as a paperweight. Sounds like what I'm looking for. How much do you want for it? 100,000. Shrotty glances back at the DVD player, rueful expression on his face. Well, I'll admit I'm a little loath to part with her. There are plenty of folks out here who really appreciate an older player such as this, and I don't know what your intentions are for it. My intentions? I'm going to stick my dick in it. And by my dick, I mean my earlobe. Ear tip, excuse me. My screen's a little curved, that's why I keep struggling to read this. There we go. I suppose, given the time and trouble I took putting her back together, that I'd be willing to part with her for, say, Shrotty's eyes dart over your gear, a calculated expression on his face. About 500 yen? That's ridiculous. I could buy a new Trivid player for that. Yeah, but you can get one of those anywhere. You ain't gonna find another of these anytime soon. But it's not like I get offers to buy these every day, so I'll cut you a deal. Here, how's 350 sound? Have that and you got yourself a deal. I'm not over fond of your tone, but it's not every day I even get asked to sell any of my projects. That'll be 175, please. Oh, you can intimidate him. That's pretty cool. Hand over your cred stick. Here you go. Shrotty gingerly picks up the ancient device from the table and presses it into your hands. The plastic is scuffed and worn, and it rattles a bit when you move it. Give her some good use, okay? This could be a stand to be a little bigger, the text. Okay, that was shockingly uneventful. But I guess we're going to go play the DVD now. Alright guys, movie time. Get you some popcorn, get you some butter, slather it all over your butt. Do some slip and slides. That's how you exercise, right? No? No? Wait, where am I trying to go? Oh yeah, this is it. It's called the Import Shop. I wonder who Rain Noger is supposed to be. Nogier. Don't know. I don't know. Anyways, let's go deliver this. What's happening here? Oh, okay. Everyone's gathered around for movie time. Look, there's even a big thing of popcorn on the table. What looks to be... Nope, can't make that out. Too tiny. I tried. Some vodka and tomato juice to make a Bloody Mary. It seems that Amsel has assembled the team in your absence. They stand in a group around an old display that you had Malit deliver. On their faces, you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity and dread. 8-Ball, have you procured a DVD reader? I know how to say that word. Jerks. Hand Amsel the DVD player. I have, it's right here. Good. This should only take me a moment. Amsel disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears, a satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Well, don't keep us in excuse me. Well, don't keep us in suspense. Start the damn thing already. 8-Ball went to the trouble of fetching everything. Let her do the honors. Amsel steps back, clearing a path for you to access the antique machine. Let's watch some movies, yo! Oh, this is going to be a lot of reading, isn't it? Excuse me, let me take a little drink here. A soft wearing... One day, I'll be good at this. One day. A soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life and menu fills the screen. And a menu fills the screen. Play track 1. The screen goes black and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out of the display speakers. A crackle of static fills the air, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live and a disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. The timestamp on the screen is 2034, September 15th. Adrian Vauclair.
Hermie, I think we found her. After all this time, Fierschwing, I knew she wasn't dead.
His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. Oh, excuse me. She survived the Dragonfall, just as I always said. I knew it, and I was right! The screen explodes into static, and the electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse of high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. The screen clears, and the excited face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in a breathless tide. Taking a team into the SOX receiver. The radiation be damned. We will take appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go! Hermie, I think the body may be nearby as well. Somehow, she has survived for all this time. The screen explodes into static again, then clears. The figure flickers across the screen. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin. I know you. Student protest, civil uprising. You'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, all right? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know about what's going on here when I step into the SOX, but I do know one thing. If the Fire Wing is still a danger, I will put an end to her once and for all. The display goes black and the background whine fades away. A moment later, you find yourself deposited back at the menu screen. Play track 6. When you play the 6th track, a small window appears. You recognize the scene in the window. You are looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winters' hotel room at Das Kesselhaus. The timestamp on the video reads 2054, November 10th. So I don't remember what the date was, but I'm pretty sure it was 2030 something. So 20 years later. Green Winters. There's a blur of motion in the haggard form of Green Winters lumbers into frame.
Suspicion confirmed. Schaefer dead. Christ.
Winters reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later, it returns clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and takes a deep breath.
Okay. Back up. Slow down. Start from the beginning.
Winters closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady.
Got the call from my contact in the cruise bazaar. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked their bane. Considering Schaefer's skill and experience, on-site IC must have been extreme. Even by Berlin standards, security of that kind cost money. Real money! Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection to the Fire Wing is too strong. So let's come right out and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here, and that smart money says that she's coming for me next.
So is the dragon like a program? Not a real dragon? Think about that for a sec. Guys, think about it.
Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the flux state can be a hell of a weapon for the man who knows how to manipulate it.
Look at it. Look at his fucking brow right here. He's not an ogre. Why is he... Alright. He's got like a ridge there. It's awesome. Winters takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces and swallows. Drinking vodka, are we?
Time for me to make a play! Ghost stories or no, missing deckers or no, I've got to jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings.
Mistake. That is a big mistake. Probably shouldn't do it.
The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there.
I wonder how long he actually made it. 20? Let's say based off his voice, I'm assuming he made it like 4 minutes in. Winters drains the rest of the glass and tosses it back over his shoulder. A moment later, you hear the dull, clattering sound of hard plastic on linoleum.
Schaefer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F state. But still, all things considered.
Winters fishes for something off screen. A moment later, his hand reappears clutching a data jack cable.
Better her than me.
He plugs the cable into his head and the screen cuts to static. Well, ain't that irony, folks? Irony? Let's just get even more out of order here, just to fuck with your brain a little bit more. 2054, that's the same year. Oh my god. He looks totally different right there.
Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Fierschwing either. He shakes his head. I don't know. It's weird. The information is there. It's just wrong somehow. It's too weighed out. Too simple. Real life is messy, and this just feels a little too neat. That's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. Oh, me too, brother. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful.
Winter's image disappears. The display goes black. A few seconds later, the main menu returns. We played 4, so let's play 5. It's probably Winters again. Yep. Oh, look, he's got his ridge back.
Christ, I'm going too close to something. There's a trail of bodies and there's been disappearances. Gearbox, Martian, Peregrine, they've all disappeared within the past few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday, and they're all making the same sort of inquiries about the Firewing that I've been.
Fierschwing, douche.
There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community. Stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow.
Oh, is Monica going to show up again? I bet she will.
Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that it's true.
Blitz leans in to whisper to you. Alright, let me see if I can do this again. I know the stories that he's talking about, Chief. Never really put much stock in them. Never put much stock in? Put much stock in? Not until now. Alright, I got it. Still got it.
Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid?
He pauses for a moment as if seriously considering the question. Then he shakes his head and slams his fist on the table. No, I don't think so.
Something big is happening here, and I'm right on the middle of it.
Iger cuts in. That's a bit of a leap.
One other thing. Tolstoy told me a story about a kill team that might be related to all of this. Apparently, a Decker named Hellbore posted a theory about Fierschwing to the Shadowland BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in a meat space and cooked her entire apartment with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellbore live posted the event. She described her killer, this great big ort with skin grafts. Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace.
Leap. Leap, Iger love. God, what am I doing? Leap. Like, I can't do his voice anymore. Leap, Iger love? Sounds like he's on the right track to me. Iger holds her silence but concedes the point with a small nod. On the screen, Winters pauses. He looked like he's working up to something. Finally, he speaks.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This has gotta be Fierschwing. All of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive and she's out of the SOX.
I don't know what the SOX is. And I don't know if I'm supposed to know what the SOX is.
She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means I have to find you, Adrian. For everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid goddamn lead. I've backtracked all of the Matrix nodes that Hellebore was looking into back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that. And I found that she'd turned up.
Winter stabs a few keys on his keyboard, and an image expands to fill the screen of his monitor, a satellite photo of a rural landscape annotated with GPS data.
A set of map coordinates.
Oh my god, this is so long.
So now I've got a target, a place to start digging. The Hartfield Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate, so that's what I need to get into.
And this is where we came in. As if on cue, a familiar image winks onto the monitor to Winter's left. Monica.
I think I'm going to attack Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. I'll feed her some line about fuck state security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon.
I warned her. Ansel's voice is choked with rage. I warned her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin.
Time to put plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have the information that I need. And on the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all that. Until then.
Oh my god. There's still 2 tracks left. Alright, I'm gonna take a little break here. Oh. Alright, let's do this. The screen goes black for a moment. It's 2053, a year before. Oh my god, it's fucking Green Winters. God damn it.
Found the matrix Adrian left me all those years ago. Got it cleaned up as best as I could. Strange hearing his voice again. He pauses
to take a long pull on the bottle.
It's good to hear him, even if he didn't insist on calling me Hermie.
Didn't he reference Hermie as a separate entity earlier? Don't remember.
Dr. Adrian Vauclair, the hero of the people, the Dragon Slayer, my brother.
He grimaces and rubs his eyes.
Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years.
That was the guy from the very first video. Or, text we read, but video they watched, apparently.
Alright, so I'm going to start recording these DVDs again. For me, for Adrian, for whoever might wind up watching them.
Look at this chump. I see the beginnings of his ridge. I don't know where he loses his glasses to. It looks like he's about to die.
Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time, but I keep doing it anyways on the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into a clue that leads me to my brother, I know that I'm going to want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sweats in quitting now.
So I assume we'll find Vauclair at some point.
Christ, 20 years. All this time and still no leads, even with all my contacts and my resources.
He takes another long swallow of cheap liquor, because somehow I know it's cheap liquor.
Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single goddamn thing. Want to hear something funny?
No?
The closest I've gotten to a clue was a real bear. Apparently a team emerged from the SOX a while back. Nobody's clear on the date, but, and get this,
He leans into the camera and gives a conspiratorial wink.
supposedly they vanished without a trace.
He upends the bottle, drains it, slams it back down to the table. His eyes are rimmed with red.
Not much of a rumor, considering I already know that you're gone, big brother. I will live with that every day.
Aww. Abruptly, Winters leans forward and reaches for something off-screen. The display goes black. Perhaps it be a power switch? We could tell he's drinking cheap liquor, but not that he's reaching for a power switch before the camera goes off. A few seconds later, the main menu returns. Track 3. Alright, here we go. Last one, boys. Get ready. Are you prepared? No, you're not? It's too bad.
Stumbled upon his archival footage of Fierce Wing's original attack months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I got the footage all queued up to play. Starting it now. Additional comments to follow.
The slow whir of the DVD player shifts on a high-pitched whine. A distorted, wavering image blooms into being on the screen. A timestamp in the upper right corner is 2012. Ooh. Okay. It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky, and the telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the periphery of the screen. The camera pushes in, and you can make out two figures standing in a ruined landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Again, for those of you just joining us, we are coming to you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the Dragon Fiercewing launched an unprovoked attack on the Sleepy Hars mountain town, and you can see the results behind me: fire, ashes, and blood. We are joined tonight by a survivor of this latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a pale man standing behind him. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thanks for taking time to speak with us tonight. The camera switches focus to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eyes. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible. Just pure chaos. So many people are dead. People I knew. Roasted alive or trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground during the attack. My family, we have nothing. We have nothing now. You all made it through the attack, though. Your wife, your kids. Yeah, we all made it. Thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter, me, my wife, and our 2 daughters. The shelter protected us. But the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours? I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. 3 or 4 hours does not seem like a lot, I have to say. And what happened after that? When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down, the reporter nods, and the man continues. We stepped outside. There was nothing left. Just smoldering wreckage and the dense cloud of black, oily smoke. And the stench of the air. God, that smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There's a long pause. From the tortured look on his face, you can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking. Eventually he does. My girls. They found what was left of their nanny outside. Her body. What was left of it was slumped against the shelter door. I keep telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open that door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her. Not for anyone. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here, an absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash. Another victim of the Firewing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting on Fiercewing's Reign of Terror. Green Winter's face reappears on the screen.
Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's a complete dead end. That much is pretty clear by now. So I'm going to do some digging on Fiercewing instead. Let's see where this goes.
You just now had that idea. The screen abruptly goes black as the video cuts off. A few moments later, you find yourself returned to the menu screen. Eject the DVD. As your finger nears the eject button, a black screen cuts in over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. God damn it, I thought we were done with Green Winters.
If you're watching this, then I guess they cut up to me. I will be after you too now.
Blitz whispers into your ear again, more harshly this time.
What the hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here?
Hey everybody, Blitz is scared.
We're all scared, you idiot. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Montclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Fiercewing is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get close to this. I'm dead and dozens of others have died. You'll be next unless you find Adrian.
The screen cuts back to static. The message is over. The DVD tray slides out of the reader. Man, these guys are no fun, huh? I'm poking fun at Blitz, and they're all like, "What is that? I don't get it." Anyways, yeah, that was all right. Next time, I assume we're going out on a mission. I'll try out the mission, see how it goes, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.